Vocabulary. Greetings, Mr. Pennington. This is our presentation on G. Stanley Hall by Amanda Garner, Marco Chapa, and Cristina de Leon. Hall's biography. G. Stanley Hall was born February 1st, 1844, in Asheville, Massachusetts. He got a doctorate degree in psychology from Harvard University. He was the first American to be granted a PhD. He founded the first American Psychology Laboratory, and he was the first president of the APA in 1892. Continuing Hall's biography. Hall's main focus was childhood development and evolutionary theory. He did some studying at the University of Berlin in Europe. G. Stanley Hall published The Continents of Children's Minds, which he later picked himself to become a leader at the child study so he can better understand the way children learn. He also published a religious psychology known as Jesus the Christ in the Light of Psychology, for others to develop the knowledge and understanding the psychological terms about Jesus. G. Stanley Hall's career. He started his career as an English and philosophy teacher. He later became a professor of psychology and pedagogy. He created the American Journal of Psychology. He established America's first experimental psychology laboratory. In 1888, Hall left Johns Hopkins University and became a president at Clark University in 1889. G. Stanley Hall was ranked 72nd most city psychologist according to 2002 review.
Schools back in the day. Education was completely different back in the day compared to the society now besides the whole segregation era. Students were being taught by one teacher with a classroom filled with more than 100 students from ages 5 through 17. Every student was being taught the exact same concept regardless of age. Hall's beliefs. A child before 7 should experience how to express their animal spirits. Energy levels are high, unable to show sensitiveness towards religion, reasoning. At age 8, the child is at formal learning where children are cruel and rude. Brain is full size, shouldn't be dealt with conflicts or ideas. The adolescent stage is when children are rebirthed into a sexed life where children shouldn't be co-education. Adolescent psychology. Hall uses adolescence as a way of describing the different development between puberty and adulthood. He first studied a child for psychological development. Stanley Hall believed that the ages between 14 and 24, that during that period is when people are in the phase of storm and stress. Reaching the maturity level is not the last stage of growing up because it is the ongoing process.
Storm and stress is a period that describes the different behavior amongst different age. Tells us about young adolescents, also known as teenagers, are in conflict with their parents, are moody, and engage in risk behavior. Conflicts with their parents usually occur between mothers and teenage daughters. Moody behavior includes depression, volatility is more common in teenagers and early middle years of adolescence. Risk behavior deals with drug and alcohol abuse, dangerous driving, criminal behavior in late adolescence but early 20s. This conflict still occurs today, but due to G. Stanley Hall's research, parents are able to understand their teenagers easier. School development. The first junior high school was in Columbus, Ohio, 1909. Junior high schools were decreasing over the next few decades due to the baby boom generation. More elementary schools had to be built. High schools had an option to add a wing to make the school bigger, as we seen in some high schools today. The number of middle schools increased quickly, more than 15,000 today, when the junior school's popularity declined. Hall's lasting impact. G. Stanley Hall is the reason why we have different grade levels in types of schools. His theory of dividing the adolescences due to different brain development is still being used today, since he mainly contributed the psychology to keep ongoing learning on different age behavior. He is the reason why we as teachers learn to teach in certain ways to benefit our students. He argued that high school should be more like a college, just in case some people didn't continue to further their education. So therefore high school have become more like a people's college. Quote of the day. Adolescence is a new birth, for the higher and more completely human traits are now born. G. Stanley Hall.